Welcome to Slow, where we don't move at the pace of life, we move at a pace we can govern. Slow isn't about doing less, it's about seeing clearly enough to move truthfully. Slow is an acronym, and here is what it means. S stands for signal, what actually deserves urgency and what is just noise. Not everything loud is important. L stands for load. What are you carrying right now? Speed should be assigned by capacity, not pressure. O stands for order, sequence before acceleration. Right thing at the right time at the right pace. W stands for weight. Can your identity, your systems, your character sustain this speed? If not, speed will collapse you. Today's episode is called When Success Speeds Up Your Life. This isn't about productivity, this is about formation. In 2022, I was making about $30,000 a year. And then the following year later, I crossed the six figures. I then did it again and again, passed the time again. Life began speeding up. From the outside, it looked like progress. More money, more demand, more opportunity. But here's what no one tells you. As the money went up, life sped up. More pressure, more responsibility, more people pulling, more expectations to maintain a number I didn't even enjoy anymore. The money was good, but my capacity wasn't. Marriage felt squeezed. Time with my kids felt thin. Health got pushed back. Stillness disappeared. I was living the American dream, but at a speed I wasn't trained to carry. And here's the clearest way I can actually say it. I wasn't just moving fast, I was flying at an altitude my life wasn't built for. In aviation, altitude isn't about desire, it's about capacity. You can't take a small aircraft and fly it at a commercial cruising height without pressurization, systems, and structure. The plane doesn't fail because it's evil, it fails because it's overextended. That's what was happening to me. My income had climbed into the top 18-20% of America, but my inner life was still flying economy systems. My mindset was at a max load. My margin was gone. My systems were unpressurized. So the higher I went, the more dangerous it became. And here's the part most people miss. Altitude doesn't destroy you. Unprepared altitude does. Money didn't break my life, speed did. Most people aren't moving fast because they chose to, they're moving fast because speed slowly chose them. Speed is the addiction that nobody talks about. You didn't wake up and decide, I want my soul to feel rushed. You were infected. Your calendar was the carrier. Your productivity was the symptom. At some point, speed stopped being a season and became your operating system. Most people don't remember choosing it. It just happened. And one day you look up and your pace and your life don't match who you are anymore. Speed doesn't always feel like pressure. Sometimes it just feels normal. Normal to rush, normal to multitask, normal to always be on. Speed doesn't just become your default system, it becomes your cage. And once it does, slowing down doesn't feel peaceful. It feels unsafe because speed trains you to believe that if you stop moving, you'll fall behind. Here's where most teachings get it wrong. Gurus promise access first. God promises formation first. Look at Joseph. Before the palace, there was a pit. Before authority, there was obscurity. Before access to provision, there was capacity built in silence. God didn't give Joseph the bag early, He gave him formation early. Because access without formation doesn't bless you, it breaks you. We quote, "The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous," but we skip the part where it's laid up, where it's stored, where it's reserved, where capacity is being formed. Formation is not delay, formation is qualification. And here's the diagnosis. Let's be honest. When was the last time you slowed down and didn't feel guilty? If rest feels like falling behind, that's not discipline. That's a trauma response. Speed trained you to believe movement equals value. But speed doesn't measure work, it measures momentum. And unchecked momentum doesn't lead, it drags. Here's a mirror worth reflecting. So here's a question worth sitting with. Is your life moving fast because it needs to, or because you're running at a pace you can't control? What are you outrunning? The silence, the stillness, the truth that capacity has limits? Sometimes speed isn't productivity, it's armor. This isn't about stopping your life, it's about waking up to the gear you're stuck in. Because one speed was never meant to govern a human soul. And the greatest risk isn't slowing down, it's forgetting you ever had a choice. If this slowed you down, even a little, if something in you exhaled instead of braced, you're welcome here. This is a space for formation, not force, capacity, not comparisons, pace, not pressure. Subscribe, not to keep up, but to remember you were never meant to live at one speed.